For the upper thigh measurement, your client can lower their arms and step legs apart, allowing the leg to be measured individually. The upper thigh is measured at the fullest part of the upper leg. This is between 2 to 3 inches below the groin area. To save time, we only measure one of the client's legs. Double the measurement results as to compensate for only measuring the one leg. Mark the leg on the front, back, and sides and record the measurement. The mid-thigh is the mid-portion between the upper thigh measurement and the knee and can also be found by locating the largest portion of the mid-thigh. Looking in the mirror and making sure the tape measure is straight, mark above the tape in front, back, and sides. The knee is measured about 2 inches above the kneecap. Mark above the tape measure and record. The next measurement is the calf. Measure the calf at the thickest part. Mark above the tape and record. The ankle measurement, like the knee, is not measured directly on the ankle, but is measured 2 inches above the ankle bone. Mark the skin and record the measurement. The bicep is measured at the largest part of the arm. Since the bicep can be a fatty area, this point should be measured very loosely in order to keep the skin from buckling or causing an indentation in the skin. Measuring the bicep loosely will give a true indication of the tightening of the skin when the bicep is remeasured after the wrapping process. Mark the body and record the measurement. The forearm measurement is taken at the largest part of the lower arm. Keep your fingers out, mark above the tape measure, and record the measurement. The wrist is measured 2 inches above the wrist bone. Mark the skin and record the measurement. To save time, only one arm is measured. Make sure, like the legs, that you double your measurement. Tape points. Simply take the tape measure at the 3-inch number 3 and put it under the heel so that the tape measure goes straight up the body. Beginning with the ankle and working up the body, locate on the tape the ink mark in relation to the body, measuring in 1/8 inch increments or to the nearest hole or 1/2 centimeter. Record this point on the top line of the measurement chart titled Tape Points. Tape points allow you to find the location that you initially measured your client when they return for future treatments. Once the tape points are taken on the initial universal contour wrap, it is not necessary to take the tape points again unless the client experiences dramatic weight loss. Taking your client's first initial wrap will allow you and other technicians to locate the exact points for measuring on all subsequent wraps. Tape points can save you time when your client returns for future wraps. If your client has not gained weight, you can simply skip the measuring process and proceed to the wrapping process. Once the bandages have been removed, you will re-measure your client using the tape points recorded in their initial wrap. The measurements are recorded in the after section. To calculate the inches lost, the after measurements for this treatment are subtracted from the after measurements for the preceding wrap, thus giving the results of this particular treatment. See your training manual for additional information on tape points. Step number 3, wrapping process. There are 3 different types of wraps that you will apply to your client. Number 1 is the initial flesh setting wraps, which are applied with light tension. This allows the maximum amount of the solution to come in contact with the skin. Correct application of these initial wraps is important to prevent bulging of the skin tissue and to provide a foundation for the other wraps. Number 2 is the tight wraps. These wraps are medium to high tension and compact the skin tissue to create a firm surface. Number 3 is the pressure wraps. Used in specific incidents, the pressure wraps are additional wraps to be used to ensure results and to eliminate bulges primarily in the thigh and hip areas. It is important to understand that the results that can be obtained by the universal contour wrap method are affected by the firmness of the wrap as well as the smoothness of the wraps. Firmness is not obtained by the tightness of any one wrap, but instead from the layering of many wraps. There are 5 areas on the body called pressure points that you will need to locate and use caution during the wrapping process. The areas are: number 1, back of the knee joints; number 2, inside groin area; number 3, lower lumbar area of the back; number 4, inside of the elbow; number 5, underarms. Start the procedure by applying your extra solution on the areas of the body that your client is most concerned about. On a female, those areas are usually the thighs, buttocks, and abdomen, and on a male client, the abdomen and chest. Before beginning to apply the contouring wraps, you will need to wring the wraps out slightly to remove any excess water. Leg wraps. Begin the wrapping process with the legs. 3 to 4 contouring wraps will be needed for each leg. With your client facing you, hold the contouring wrap in such a manner as to have optimum control and ease while unrolling the wrap on your client. The first wrap will begin under the sole of the foot. With the ball of the contouring wrap pointed down and at the outside of the leg, apply the contouring wrap under the sole of the foot and unroll as you move up the leg, being sure to overlap approximately 40% with each wind. The first pressure point that you come to is at the back of the knee. Take the full width of the contouring wrap across this area. Be sure that the edge of the wrap does not lie directly across the back of the knee, which could slow the circulation and/or be uncomfortable to your client. Remember that this is a flush setting wrap and should not be applied with any tension. Once you have reached the end of the contouring wrap, fold the edge in half and smoothly tuck behind the preceding round. Wrapping begins at the lowest extremity and works upward toward the heart. Always wrap towards the heart. Next, beginning with the ball of the contouring wrap on the outside of the leg and reaching around the leg, apply the contouring wrap at the upper calf. Once again, be careful with the back of the knee area, making sure that the full width of the contouring wrap covers the middle of the back of the knee. Once you are above the knee, you can apply more tension as you unroll the contouring wrap and move up the leg. As you come to the second area of concern, the groin area, apply the contouring wrap loosely as you wrap the extreme top inner thigh. Stay under the lower buttock area. Wrapping this area can make the contouring wrap roll cause discomfort to your client, so try and keep the wrap as flat as possible. After reaching the top of the leg, continue back down, but remain above the knee until the entire contouring wrap has been used. Fold the edge in half and smoothly tuck the contouring wrap behind the preceding round. The third leg wrap begins above the knee. Again, with the ball of the contouring wrap on the outside of the leg and reaching around the leg, apply the contouring wrap moving up the leg, wrapping in toward the muscle and up towards the heart. When you reach the top of the inner thigh, wrap loosely. To prevent the contouring wrap from rolling, do not wrap the lower buttock area. Continue back down the leg. Tuck the contouring wrap smoothly and securely under the preceding round. Now proceed on and use the same method to wrap the other leg. On heavier clients and to eliminate bulges, it will be necessary to add another contouring wrap. Add the fourth contouring wrap the exact same way as you did the third wrap. Flush setting crisscross. Position your client with their back to you and facing the mirror. 2 contouring wraps will be used for the flush setting crisscross. Remember, the flush setting crisscross is a flush wrap and is the foundation for other contouring wraps. Do not apply tension. Take the contouring wrap around the front of their body and while slightly lifting the abdomen, bring the contouring wrap around to the back and create an X on the lower back. Do this in an upward direction. Continue straight around the abdomen again, making a straight line, and then to the back, continuing the crisscrossing procedure until the contouring wrap has ended. You will be making straight lines on the front of your client's body and X's on the back. Since the lower back is a pressure-sensitive area, the X's will help give support and comfort to your client. Neatly and smoothly secure the contouring wrap. The second flush setting crisscross will begin under the bust area. Remember not to use tension when applying. Bring the loose end of the contouring wrap around the back of the body and secure with the rolled end. Next, angle the contouring wrap down on the back, overlapping the previous flush setting crisscross, and continue to the front, repeating the procedure until the contouring wrap runs out. Again, you will have straight lines on the front of the body and X's at the back of the body. The end results will reveal the torso area covered completely, creating a smooth surface on which to place consecutive wraps. Diaper wrap. The purpose for the diaper wrap is to lift the buttocks and flatten the abdomen. Position your client so you are facing their side with their legs apart. 3 contouring wraps per side will be used for the diaper wrap. Bring the loose end of the contouring wrap through their legs and up over their hips, securing the loose end with the rolled end of the contouring wrap. Bring the rolled end around the abdomen, pulling fairly tight, and continue around, lifting up just under the buttocks. Now continue to the front of the body and take the contouring wrap between the legs, wrapping loosely at the groin pressure point, and lift up the buttocks on the side you are facing. Continue the wrapping procedure until the end of the contouring wrap. The second and third diaper wrap are started the same way as the previous first diaper wrap. Begin by bringing the loose end through the legs and to the front of the body. Secure the contouring wrap with the rolled end at the hip. Bring the rolled end around to the front of the abdomen, to the back going under the buttocks, around to the front and between the legs and up on to the buttocks. Continue until the contouring wrap runs out and secure. Remember, with the diaper wrap, you are concentrating on one side at a time. You will want to concentrate on getting proper skin coverage for the entire area by working up higher on the buttocks with the second and third wrap. For proper tension, make sure you grip the contouring wrap and pull it around the individual from hand to hand and side to side. This is very important and will take you a little while to become proficient. It is our experience that when you stay at your client's side and use the mirror, the tension of the contouring wrap will be more uniform than if you try to walk around the client. Remember the groin pressure point and simply lessen the tension when bringing the contouring wrap across the upper thigh. Repeat the 3 diaper wraps on the opposite side. The end results of the diaper wrap is the buttocks are lifted, the back is supported, the hips are smoothed out, and the abdomen is pulled in. Buttocks lift. 2 contouring wraps will be used for the buttocks lift. With your client's back to you, begin by reaching the contouring wrap around to the front with the middle of the contouring wrap at the waist. Bring the loose end and the rolled end around to the back, crisscrossing and making an X on the buttocks. With your client's legs together, continue the contouring wrap around, making a straight line in front. Bring the contouring wrap around and under the buttock and back up to the opposite hip, then around the front to the hip and back down to the opposite buttock, creating an X. Continue until the contouring wrap has been used. The second contouring wrap is applied the same way, except you will wrap in the opposite direction from the first wrap. This is done by changing hands.